We're going to be talking now about online reservation, and this is a market, obviously, which is exploding alongside the delivery market. In London, certainly, startups like OpenTable have become extremely prevalent, and it's pretty easy to book online now with restaurants. Although, insanely, people still do it via the phone, I think. I don't know why, but they still do. Now, what I'd like to know, first of all, let's hear from you guys. Bashar?
Yes.
Yes. Now, introduce yourself and what a ReserveOut is.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. So my name is Bobby. I'm the co-founder of ReserveOut.com. So the idea actually started in once I was living, me and my co-founder, in New York City, and we moved to the Middle East, and we being avid users of OpenTable for online reservations, we realized that the markets in the region could actually use such a service. Something that we keep on saying, or like something we emphasize, we are more than a service for online reservations. So we actually work hand in hand with the companies, with the restaurants, to deliver a platform to manage the reservations, their customers. A 360-degree approach to managing their front of the house operations and interactions with their consumers. And to be honest, online reservations is the cherry at the top.
Oh, and let's hear from you. Sorry, Ziad. Are you in competition?
No, actually, we own and manage our own restaurants.
The Alleyway Group.
The Alleyway Group, that's right. We have bars and restaurants in Lebanon and looking to expand abroad. So what we do is we use the online reservation platform of ReserveOut for our restaurants and bars. And we were one of the first F&B establishments or groups in Lebanon that took this technology on board and promoted it heavily within our outlets. The restaurants we own are Kouklé. We own a bar called the Angry Monkey and Gosh Caviar as well. The entire alleyway is our little creation.
So you've got a kind of a full service model where you've got both, online reservations and you actually own the restaurant.
Yeah.
So that's probably pretty good business, right? Right. And you're more agnostic about. You're not owning the restaurants. You're just wanting to own the platform.
So Ziad has actually been Ziad and the Alleyway Group have been the pioneer of using ReserveOut for online reservations in Beirut. Our relationship with them started about a year ago when we introduced the concept of online reservations, table management, and customer management to the Alleyway Group, and they were, I would say, not only one of the pioneers in Beirut, but actually in the Middle East as a whole, to use the services that we have. They have managed to actually acquire and change a lot of their customers into switching to creating online reservations rather than making phone calls to their staff. We have a number of stats that have actually we've compiled, and I'm pretty sure Ziad would be more than glad to share it with us in a little bit about the volume that they've managed to convert from people calling over the phone and have them make reservations online. And accordingly, their customer databases have grown tremendously over the past few months. Their user experience has grown up tremendously at the same time, as well as freeing up resources at their restaurants from picking up the phone and routing all calls over to their website and online reservations.
You're nodding your head.
Yeah, what Bashar was saying is right. When we first launched online reservations in our restaurants, it took a little bit of persuading to get customers to switch from the phone call to reserving online. The persuasion we decided to use was offer a free dessert of their choice if they reserved online, and a free dessert for every single member of their table. So that was the persuasion we had to use to get people to reserve online. I think in the culture in Lebanon, people want to speak with the manager of the restaurant. They want to speak to the hostess. They want to ask. They want to feel special. They want to ask for that special table, or they want to build a personal relationship with the restaurant staff, which is a good thing sometimes, but other times it's not a good thing. Our mission in our restaurant is to make our customers fall in love with us. We really believe that. This is the mission. It's communicated across the entire company. All 100 staff know that. So whenever in doubt, they ask themselves, will my next action make our guests fall in love with us? And then that's how they decide what to do. So based on our mission, we wanted to make the reservation process seamless and remove all anxiety on the guest's part. Now, when you make a reservation on the phone, you have to call during working hours. If you don't call during working hours, no one picks up, your reservation isn't made, you have to call another time. If you call and the line is busy, you won't get through. If you call and there's a miscommunication due to accents, due to different languages, or just due to bad audio, then there's a mess up. If you said 5 and the hostess heard 2, you show up at the restaurant, you have nowhere to sit. So we wanted to remove all this anxiety and make the process easy for the guest by telling them they could reserve online 24/7 from wherever they are, on their smartphones, on their computers, put in their personal details, put in the number of guests, the date, the time, and receive a confirmation email. As simple as that. In return, the way we pushed it, like I said earlier, is we communicated online on social media, on some bloggers in Lebanon, like on Gino's blog, through Facebook advertising, through Twitter, and people really loved the promotion because all they had to do was book online and get a free dessert. After that, before we did the push, we received in Q3 of 2012 87 online reservations. On the fourth quarter, when we started the promotion or the persuasion campaign, that number rose to 1,067 online reservations, with the average reservation having 4 guests at the restaurant. So it does work, and our guests love it.
What's some of the key learnings that you guys have got out of doing this that you could impart to the audience?
I personally believe that one of the things that are key to basically making this work is actually working hand in hand with the restaurants. So there is obviously a clear added benefit for the restaurants in order to convert their customers to create reservations online. And it really ends up being a process of cooperation between us and the restaurants. Some of the key learnings is we're partners in this. Others, the consumers within the region are a little bit stubborn. As Mr. Ziad said, they would like to pick up the phone and talk to the seating host or seating hostess. There is still that lack of trust in basically online technology and basically online businesses as a whole. So it takes each and every one of us to actually move and persuade themselves one person at a time.
Yes, for ReserveOut, which other countries you're expanding in besides Lebanon?
Right now we are in 3 markets. We're in Amman, Jordan, Beirut, Lebanon, and 2 weeks ago we actually launched ReserveOut in Dubai in the United Arab Emirates.
Okay. And only focused on restaurant reservations, or are you expanding other lines of different kind of reservations as well?
So at the moment we're focused on restaurant reservations, and to be honest, the main reason why we're doing it is our offering it's a 4-fold offering. It's reservations, table management, marketing and advertising, as well as customer management. So for restaurants, it's a sort of
Who would you say are your here we go, that's another microphone. Who would you say are your main competitors?
So at this point we're actually, especially now that we've entered into the Dubai market, international players are part of this, are basically looking into the Dubai market. So we're talking
Like
about
OpenTable?
we're talking about OpenTable, we're talking about TopTable, we're talking about a few internationals. Your next question is probably going to be about how do we differentiate ourselves from...
Exactly, well done. How are you going to beat the crap out of them?
Exactly. There are two ways that we do it. The first one is we're a much smaller company, a lot more agile, and what we're realizing is the local market's needs are...
But those guys have got scale.
They've got scale, but they're slow.
You're calling those guys slow?
No, I'm basically talking about the process at which decisions are made within such hierarchies. And with that, we're...
You don't think they can make decisions fast? Really?
Excuse me?
You really think that they just the fact that there might be bigger companies and therefore a bit slower, therefore
Oh no, trust me, that's one of the things that I could think of. But other than that, we are local to the market. The requirements are slightly different from one market to the other. I can tell you most definitely that the way reservations work in Beirut are not the same way they're going to work in the US. I mean, imagine running an online reservation system with internet going on and off like 5 times every half hour, with electricity basically falling a lot more frequently, with restaurants facing, I mean, technology has not reached the maturity level that it has reached in Western countries where these companies are operating, and the technology offering that we've built and developed is sort of like custom made or custom tailored to the region.
You wanted to add something?
I was going to say, as an end user of ReserveOut, as a restaurant owner, we've had a good experience with them because we were able to customize the software to what we wanted to offer our guests, and we felt that, like Bashar was saying, being agile and quick to react was definitely a good thing for us. We did some modifications to the software, enable for the process to work much smoother for our guests. Because again, even when you reserve online, it may be a different process for different restaurants. You can even, go niche on that.
Okay, final questions. If we can get it, Mike, you've got one. Go for it. By the way, before you ask, do that. Where's the next panel? Is our next panel in the room? Good show. Right, go for it.
So I'm a bit doubtful about how online reservations for restaurants would work in the Middle East, judging from Egypt. I don't know about the rest of the region. So do you have any numbers that support that this is something that will pick up, or that a lot of restaurants will go for on a bigger scale?
Funny enough, yesterday me and Ziad were discussing this, and one of my own personal takes on the issue is that the adaptation of the consumers themselves is a much slower process than the adaptation of the restaurants. Now, as far as restaurants are concerned, they would like to collect and gather a lot more information about who their patrons are, when do they come, what are the different habits that they have, and that is a service that ReserveOut provides them with. Basically, our relationship at the moment is we're focused on addressing the requirements of the restaurant businesses, as well as basically providing a platform for the consumers. But we do understand that there is a hurdle in converting people into making online reservations. I'm sure that everybody who was in the panel before us would agree to a certain extent that people are a lot more comfortable picking up the phone and making that reservation. So with all the methods that we're doing, with calling them back with confirmations, with sending them SMS messages, with sending them email notifications, all of these are basically ways to actually convince the users that they are using a reliable service to make sure that the reservations are actually making it to the restaurant, and slowly convert them into more regular users of online reservations.
Are you guys raising money?
We have raised around.
How much?
I knew that you're going to ask this question, but I'm not at liberty to actually share it. We just closed it recently, and
who from?
Literally from MENA Ventures.
MENA.
MENA Holdings.
MENA Ventures. You raised from them, but you're not disclosing how much.
No.
Okay.
Right.
Was it a lot?
It depends a lot for which
10
market.
millions? 10, 20,
Oh,
30,
hell
40?
no.
Lower?
Lower.
Higher? Lower than 10?
Lower than 10.
Higher than 5?
Lower than 5.
Lower than 5? Really?
Yes.
So it's kind of like a Series A?
Well, here's the thing. We're going to be raising funding again in 6 months, so maybe I'll send you an email.
You're raising money in
hook us up.
6 months. Okay. Well, you better give the scoop to TechCrunch because those Wanda guys are pretty hot on this stuff. Great. So I don't know where we are with our next panel. Hello? Are we ready with our next panelists?
All right.
We are? Have we got both of them?
I think this is our cue.
Marvellous. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you, Mike.
Fantastic.